Still conspiring with Spirit Stalker documented. He thinks he's God, and they think they're going to take over Blood Over Intent. They're the ones making it into a competition, Billy Bully, and you're the one that enables Lilith and other people who enable them.
I have to comment. Go look on his channel. It's on his channel. Stockholm Syndrome. Nobody cares. Nope. Suckers. No, they don't think you're cool. Wow, you guys are so hardcore. You pricked your finger with a pin, and wow, you saved the universe.
It's not about being hardcore. It's a proclamation of what you intend to do. It doesn't make you anything like most of these people that are brainwashed think.
Oh, okay. Did you die for your sins? And
you didn't die for anyone's sins either. You're not Jesus.
You know, redeem souls.
You didn't do that either.
Did you?
You didn't.
You all think you're gonna get out alive by pricking your finger and
I'm the only one, it seems like, that still has to get to the center of the flat earth plane. I'm not saying I'm already there like they are, black and white. You don't know, I can believe my pseudoscience just like you can.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Guess what? Stockholm Syndrome.
It's obvious that Mark Braun only cares about his ego. Just like you and all of you who are in this polarized, black and white, all or nothing, benefit for all thinking, toxic thinking. Stockholm Syndrome? That's what people in Blood Over Intent have for you. They have you've trauma bonded them. And I had trauma bonding with them. And they develop Stockholm Syndrome from your abuse.
That's Stockholm Syndrome shit. Go back to what you know, because
you caused.
You can't come up with anything original.
That you and your apocalyptic moat caused.
Copycat stuff. Copycat, and that's even what Mark said to me the other day, Mr. Satan. He said, hey, he goes, I put my blood up one time. He goes, I didn't ask anybody else. He said, everybody else started doing it, and it took...
Oh, bullshit. He says it's the leader, and you can't even go to heaven without him. And now he's real... Talk about thin skin. You can't even ask him about going to heaven without him going into a narcissistic rage.
A mind of its own is what he said to me. I have to comment. Go look on his channel. It's on his channel.
Yeah, because he doesn't respect you doing Blood Over Intent, really. All he cares about is his narcissistic supply and people calling him Satan.
Go read the comments. You know? And he also said, I'm right. There are no dues to pay. There is no membership.
Yes, there is. It's called Blood Over Intent. And you have to pay for it with your spiritual currency, the most valuable asset that you have. Blood Over Intent is a declaration. It's a document. And you have to have it to be, and that's what started all this to begin with, because you think you're God and you're above doing it. And you are upsetting people. And we exposed you, and then you use that to cyberstalk.
He said that to me too. What do you think? You guys got like Blood Over Intent cards? You go into a store and it's like...
No, you get to the Holy Grail and you give a sample of a pinprick of your blood again, and then the gates open. That's what I believe, and I have every right to believe that. Just like you think you're Jesus. I'm not trying to kill you, though.
And I get blood in. They're gonna say, 911, we have a mental patient here. Do you want to come pick this mental patient up that's talking about blood? You know, like, that makes no sense, dumb.
You're the one that has signs of psychopathy.
They wrote shit out on paper, they spilt their blood over their intent, so that there was no fucking mistaking it.
Yeah, Mark Braun found the loophole in the
right there
system with all this.
I intend to bring forth heaven and
there
earth
it is.
And release everybody from bondage.
That's your
Cards
card.
fate. Now lap it up.
You can pay for it with your spiritual currency.
I actually have proof that Quasi-Luminous is actually Satan.
Not yet. You haven't got to the Holy Grail yet.
I have to the comment. Go look on his channel. It's on his channel. Stockholm syndrome. Nobody cares. Nope.
Conspiring documented.
Cool. Wow, you guys are so hardcore.
How you doing? Right, this recording is about Spirit Walker 77 again. Now, it wasn't that long ago when this guy was the scum of the earth on Blood Over Intent. You see, he was berating people, he was saying so much bad things about people, it was... You seen it. You've all seen it. But what I want to know is why so many people in Blood Over Intent has just turned to this guy and started giving him plaudits, love hearts. All the guy is a fake. Mark Braun even says, how you doing? Right, this recording is about Spirit Walker 77 again. Now, it wasn't that long ago
He still
when
blocks my comments.
this guy was the
So
scum
does
of the earth
Bully Billy.
on Blood Over Intent. You see, he was berating people, he was saying so much bad things about people, it was... You seen it. You've all seen it. But what I want to know is why so many people in Blood Over Intent has just turned to this guy and started giving him plaudits, love hearts.
Because
All
they're
the guy
enabling
is
him.
a fake.
That they're enabling him. Benefit for all, remember? Just like you do, after you say this, you go back to your black and white thinking. Benefit for all or this. You call it out, but then you
Maybe
go...
an agent. Mark Braun
Your actions do not match your words.
even says a few weeks back he thinks this guy's maybe an agent.
Now it looks like he's an agent, doesn't it?
You know, I suggest that people who have fallen for this shit,
He's been enabling Spirit Walker directly now, intentionally. And, so he practically is an agent now. He was projecting, I think. Projecting. Everything to do is
better go on the
projection.
right path, because you've veered right off the path.
Oh, you
This
feared.
guy is no more than a pussy hunter. That's all he is.
Yeah, you can.
If that's-
That's an observation that he is not homosexual, obviously, and he gay bashes constantly. And Venus is a transgender, Mark Braun, and he gay bashes, and you know he's stalking her and using her to cyber stalk all of us, and you know that, and you're enabling them, and that. Just wait a minute.
His thing, I don't know if he goes for pussy. It does not look like
He
him
gay
anyway, I
bashes
don't know.
constantly to the point where it's
Nothing
habitual.
against gays or anything like that, but
We have many gay people.
apparently
In
why
Blood
yourself
Over Intent.
Suddenly, all of a sudden, just I'd like you to explain, you people, why you are doing this and why you have suddenly, all of a sudden,
Exactly. It seems like they've had an all of a sudden change of emotions. Like they're brainwashed. Signs of borderline personality disorder. From polarized black and white, all or nothing, benefit for all thinking. Toxic thinking.
just started engaging with this guy, this thing, who's fake. Stevie Wonder could spot this. No harm to Stevie Wonder. If he's blind or no, I don't give a fuck. If you cannot see this, then there's something
It's called selective amnesia.
far wrong with you. Then there's something far wrong with you. That's what I'm going to say. Wake up. Fuck you. Fuck off.
Constantly. You don't tell me anything. You don't tell me anything. Understand that. Mark Braun can call me a pussy. Yeah? Constantly. He's been stalking me since Darian made his video about Spirit Walker. Little child has no life experience, man. Constantly stalking me everywhere I go. They'll show all his comments. That's another thing YouTube does is uses to gaslight me. What they're doing is gaslighting. You're the child that thinks you only knows how to use polarized black and white, all or nothing thinking. That's childish thinking. Benefit for all. That's childish. You don't know how. You won't contemplate other scenarios. It's just this or that. Black and white. But this says it again to me. You know? And calls me a pussy. Go tell Spirit Stalker to stop cyber stalking everyone. And stop using Darvo on me. You know, and he's the one that won't defend women. Venus, who he said is a strong woman in his eyes. He won't defend her. He won't defend her from Spirit Walker's stalking.
Buy your tickets now at thehondaclassic.com. Buy your tickets now at thehondaclassic.com.
Just installing this for it. We had fun sometimes with that Norwegian Irish temper she had. Oh my, not very ladylike. I've dated so many hot chicks since then. She's still sobbing about it because she misses me.
97.3, the rhythm of my...
No, you don't worship women, man. He's still stalking Venus.
Obvious, do I have to make it for you?
He thinks he's gonna.
Tell me, penis.
He thinks he's gonna force him into stalking her with him together. That's why he's doing this. And he's not. He's been enabling him just to gaslight me. He doesn't realize that he's gaslighting her. He doesn't worship women. That's a projection too. It's called dissonance in psychology. What is the simplest way to define cognitive dissonance? Cognitive dissonance is a mental conflict that occurs when your beliefs don't line up with your actions. It's a uncomfortable state. It's uncomfortable state of mind when someone has contradictory values, attitudes, and perspectives about the same thing. Benefit for all or die. Black and white, polarized thinking. What is the first step in brainwashing? In brainwashing process, the agent systematically breaks down the target's identity to the point that it falls apart. The agent then replaces it with another set of behaviors, like calling yourself a god, making yourself into a god. Attitudes and beliefs that work on target's current environment. Y'all think you're gods. What happens to the brain during brainwashing? Brainwashing is said to reduce the subject's ability to think critically, Mary Barnes-Makovich, or independently, Mary Barnes-Makovich, to allow the introduction of new unwanted thoughts and ideas into their minds, as well as change their attitudes, values, and beliefs. Neural linguistics programming with the benefit for all. What are brainwashing techniques? Brainwashing is used to describe an abrupt, induced attitudinal change. Methods used to induce this change include isolation, manipulation, debilitation, and exhaustion, drugs, torture, enforcement of routine, and hypnosis. Benefit for all. Benefit for all. Your blood sacrifices every day, like someone does, like a lot of people, or every other day. What are examples of brainwashing? Brainwashing is commonly associated with cults and abuse. A cult leader might, for example, present a warm, friendly disposition and gain a person's trust, then slowly break down the person, calling him or her names, forcing him or her to work, and engaging in other forms of abuse, like enabling passive aggression, abuse by proxy. What is psychological brainwashing? A broad class of intense and often coercive tactics intended to produce profound changes in attitudes, beliefs, and emotions. Targets of such tactics have typically been prisoners of war or members of religious cults. See also psychological kidnapping. What is cult mentality? Cult psychology experts who study cults suggest that human need for comfort prompts people to seek out others or things to soothe their fears and anxieties. Death, eternal life. If you don't do below intent, you're gonna die. Research suggests that those elements and others have led to hundreds and thousands of people to commit thousands of cults operating around the world. What does it mean to be brainwashed? Brainwashing is defined as the process of pressuring someone into adopting radically different beliefs by using systematic and often forcible means, like bullying me with the benefit for all. As intense as this definition may sound, brainwashing is pretty commonplace in our society and even amongst our personal relationships. Oh, it's definitely prevalent in blood over intent. What part of the brain is affected by brainwashing? Prefrontal cortex, the part that this creates psychopathy. What's the difference between gaslighting and brainwashing? Gaslighting is manipulation, presenting false facts to con a person into making the decisions you want them to make. I'm telling you what to do. Brainwashing is forced or coerced alteration of the person's decision-making process altogether. It essentially takes away the person's ability to make decisions. Polarized black or white thinking. How do narcissists use mind control? Narcissists know how to use self-control so you don't even realize you're doing what they want. Narcissists use trigger phrases to control you. Some common phrases include disappointment and statements about their feelings. They may remind you of how you're supposed to behave and think, like Seth does constantly. And the big disappointment that we didn't go to heaven, don't forget about that. And it's been, 4 years now? How do you stop it? Establish boundaries. You don't go to their videos and tell them they're great, that their selfish videos were cool. Take responsibility. Stop enabling them. Stop using Darvo on me. Acknowledge your choices. Live according to your values. Defend women. You're not defending women. You're letting them get abused. You're a coward. You're the punk. You're the pussy. Stop trying to prove people wrong. Stop trying to prove me wrong. I'm not wrong. I have evidence. And I'm not the one that doesn't forgive. Spirit Walker's not the one that doesn't forgive. I have the right to defend myself. I don't have to allow any abuse. He's not going to cross my boundary. Understand that. Know that.
Okay. This is funny. Quasi-luminous one. You know, that Brett Lone.
Spirit Stalker.
Whatever your name is.
Spirit Stalker.
Skinwalker, shit talker. I'll call you Brett Low Man. You're low. How low can you go? I was seeing what you're saying to the ladies here. But now it's Aphrodite Rose Star. That's so funny. You're so cute. Your harassment and your bullying. You know what you got? You got nothing. You know what? All of the women, including Venus, are all married to BOI. You don't get it.
Women bashing.
Still don't get it.
And now Mark Braun is his friend. Mark Braun is a woman basher.